Devin here at the Durbin compound. I'm over at Jonathan's house right now, always up too late. We're doing a bunch of stuff today. So right now we're in the garage with his W204, otherwise known as a 2010 C300. We're going to polish the hood out. I'm doing about half the hood, and then I'm going to end this live stream, and then we're going to go over and go live on his channel. So I'm going to polish out a couple little scratches he's got, and then we'll get it after it, or whatever, get after it.
Nice. Nice.
Whatever. All right, so splosh it on like I did before.
Yep.
We're gonna concentrate on these scratches here on the front. See what gives. Down, we're gonna spread it. All right, here we go. I'm getting medium pressure this time. Okay. See what that did.
Wow.
All right, so those scratches should be gone after the second pass.
Yeah. That is amazing.
All right, so let me see.
I mean, the scratches that I saw that were going this way are basically gone. Yeah, that's really impressive. It's crazy.
All right.
So, how many times can paint be corrected in this way?
I would say no more than 4, but honestly, it's all subjective because you need a paint thickness gauge.
Okay.
So a proper paint thickness gauge that shows it in mils. You can actually get paint thickness gauges that will tell you how much clear coat and how much paint are on it.
Okay.
Now, just depending on paint, and if you're a professional, you know how many mils thick it is. You never want to take away more than 75% of the clear coat, or it's basically done.
Right.
So I estimate that just with the fine scratches that we got out, we didn't take more than 2 or 3 mils off of the clear coat.
Sure.
And for something that's never been corrected, we could do that probably 5 or 6 times and
Okay.
be completely fine
Right.
for the life of the vehicle. If there was some really deep scratches and we had to take more off, like 15 to 20, 25, 30, then you're looking at 1 or 2 times that you can, correct that paint.
Got it.
Maybe just 1 time with a deep scratch or something like that. But that's one of those reasonable expectations where we don't want to take any more than we have to.
Right.
So, you have to have you say, well, we're not going to get that scratch out. It's not worth going into the paint more than that. We don't want to create a valley in the clear coat and all that stuff. Yep. So it just depends on how anal you want to get with it. But yep. The pros are gonna measure your paint average. Got it. And then each time they correct, they're gonna go back through and make sure they didn't take more than they should have. And say, okay, so this hood, it was pretty bad with the fine scratches, yep. But we only took 10 mils, so that's acceptable to do the whole car. Oof. And now we know what works and what's getting our results. So boom, we can safely do the whole car. Got it. Okay. If we had a big deal here and we had to take 50 mils, that's probably the only time that this is going to get corrected, and you're going to make sure that it never happens again. Got it. But honestly, when you come to the polisher, this is 911 for the paint. This is to the point where, hey, we've gone to the hospital, now we have to get patched up. Okay. Now we don't want those scratches that bad ever again. Got it. Okay. So then it's proper maintenance from now on. What are you doing to make sure that it doesn't happen again? So I think that we basically have that side of the hood completely polished out. I think it looks amazing. So it definitely looks a million times better than it did before. There are a couple things that I saw, but nothing that you're going to notice for sure. This is direct light. I mean, this is some really direct light. Even sunlight out here would probably hide some of this stuff. For sure. So just think about it like that. You're looking at it underneath a microscope, technically. And I can't actually see where it stopped here and then right over here. Right. But I assume that there would be scratches on this side that would be like an indicator. But it seems like it blends really well. Yep. I stopped about right here. Okay. So when I come over here, I'm going to do the center section on its own. Yep. And then I'm going to do this big section here, and then this section here, and then this side here. And then we might go back over it with a final finish, and just do a real quick with a finishing pad. With a pad that's no shit designed for finishing, like this. I think I brought the black one. The black one for finishing, for wax and sealant and stuff like that. So it's very less aggressive. We'll go over it with the final finish. And it's just basically polishing off any haze that we have. Because I'm trying to give you an example, and you can probably only see it from this side right here. But if you look right there, probably from there's a little bit of haze. It looks like polish that I haven't wiped off. It's like right there. Yep. And that is buffer haze. So that is where it was micro scratch with the buffer. Yep. And then when we do the final finish, you'll get all that off. Oh, nice. Now we probably can't see that underneath this light. Yep. But if you were theoretically doing this outside in the sun, you would be able to see it. But then it would be too hot to do all of it. Exactly. So you're going to have a little bit of buffer haze, and that's just stuff you can't. It looks like the polish is still there, but we can't wipe it off. Right. Then you end up wiping it too much and scratching the paint. More scratches. So I mean, it's a never-ending battle. Guys that do this for a living, I mean, they'll spend 5 or 6 hours polishing this panel. Just the hood. Just the hood, because you're paying them. They're going to get it 99% good. Right. There's going to be one little thing that they just have to let go because it's going to get too deep into the paint. Yeah. So it's always a give and take. Yeah. Then. Yeah. There's always reasonable expectations about it because I mean there's just some stuff that we're not going to be able to get. Are there different colors that are easier to do this on? Like is black especially hard? Yeah, black is the worst. Oh, okay. Black is the worst. As you go into light colors, you can't see it. Like white, we wouldn't even polish the hood because you can't see it in white. It would have just been waxed. It would have just been waxed and done. Yeah. So we'll put another 30 minutes into this side of the hood, and then wipe it all down, get all this dust off here, and then we'll wax the hood and make sure that it has a couple good coats on it and call it nice. Yep, for sure. So that's awesome. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching. That was a 10-minute video. Too easy. We're gonna go ahead and put that up on the channel. I hope you enjoyed. We're just over here BSing at Jonathan's house. So if you haven't checked him out, I'm sure I'll put a link in the description below. You can check out his channel. But otherwise, just doing a little paint correction over here on a C300. So I hope you guys have a good night. We're out.